My name is Ashley. I'm here with two of my best friends, Georgette and Antoine.
Howdy.
And we're going to be talking today about friendships. So Antoine is actually the longest friend that I've had that is still around. Georgette is one of the friends that I have had since I've been in college, and she's still around. I love them both very, very big. Yep. So we're going to be talking about friendships and, you know, how you navigate growing as an individual while maintaining your friendships when you've known each other for so long, because you have to learn each other, you know, in these different spaces and aspects of your life. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. We're going to start with Georgette.
Hey, I'm Georgette from Georgia. That used to be my title. I still introduce myself like that. Georgette from Georgia. I'm also known as your neighborhood juice dealer and dope healer. Ashley and I met in African American Studies class when she comes sashaying in here with her crab legs. And I was just like,
seafood.
Yes. And she was like, you want some? And it was real, like a girl, sit here, what you got? Okay. And we immediately, like, it was never a force, it was never a thing. I saw the first day, and then it was just like, well, where you live? Okay, well, I can pick you up sometimes. I can drop you off sometimes. Okay, we can go together. We can do things. And it grew naturally. And I can, wanted to say that was one of the most organic friendships I got to be in. I remember telling you around, 27 to 28, I have an adult friendship. Yeah, I was like, this is a real adult. I think we had a hard conversation because... get into it, but anyway, moving to New York and all the things, and then the coming back from New York. So we grew some things. So thank you. You have watered me, helped me grow. Advocate and sponsor of my business and my baby. Okay, one thing she gonna do is rep, juiced up, and her baby, her godson, and his superpowers. So I'm grateful for that.
All day, every day.
Yes.
All day, every day. Mm-hmm. Yes,
so
Antoine.
Right?
Yes.
So, I'm Antoine from Savannah. Born and raised. I don't know why people think I'm from Mississippi, even though I have family, so I do represent Mississippi. I've known Ashley 30, I would say 27, 30 years, leaning towards 30 years. I can't tell you how we met. I ain't gonna lie to you. Can't even hold you. I don't know. But we've been friends for a long time. We have seen the highs and the lows. And I know people say, oh, the highs and the lows. But to dive deeper on that, we had our moments that we stopped being friends. Mm-hmm. We disconnected.
There we go.
We disconnected.
I like that.
We disconnected. I moved away a couple times, but we still was able to have that friendship. So I guess we'll dive deeper on when and why we disconnected a little later.
Yeah. Okay. So the purpose of this, quote unquote, I don't even know if I want to call it a podcast, but this discussion really is to speak about, you know, the growth of friendships, you know, when things go wrong, when things go right, when you're at your worst, when you're at your best, and then also making sure that you have that communication, making sure you learn the things to be able to get past things that you are not accustomed to, because friendships, just like relationships, just like business-ships, they take work and you have to put in that work. So we're going about having this dialogue to hopefully help other people as well, knowing how to maintain a friendship, but also knowing when to leave a friendship, because that's also very important. Knowing when your season has passed, knowing when it's time for you to just completely disassociate yourself with somebody because they're not beneficial to your growth and you're not beneficial to theirs as well. So, all right, let's get into it. I got a couple of questions I want to ask you guys.
Those are good questions.
Now, I heard they're clever questions to get to the juicy stuff.
Yes. Okay, so one of the first questions I want to ask, and you all can, you know, decide who wants to go or however it goes. What do you think first connected us as friends?
I can't even remember how we started.
Wait, do you remember? What is your first?
I think you should do that to us, and then see what that looks like.
Okay. I remember being at Georgia State, and there was a time when my car got towed. my car got towed because my boyfriend at the time, my daughter's father, had tickets on it that I did not know about.
And you know what? Not even to me. It was like $700 worth of. Do you remember that? Okay.
Yes. Of tickets.
In Georgia?
Parking tickets. Yes, parking tickets, traffic tickets, all of that. So he had tickets on my car that I did not know about. And so apparently, however their new system was, you just had to have a car right there and then it will scan your license plate. And if you owe any tickets to Park Atlanta, they will for sure tow your car. So that's what happened. We got out of class.
We thought somebody stole it.
Yes.
That was the first.
That was the first thing. We thought somebody stole the car.
It is Atlanta.
Hello? Baby, I didn't forget where I live.
Lexus off of Camp Creek. I got my whole Lexus stolen.
Yes.
For real. Like the whole car.
Gone. So what was so interesting was coming out and realizing like, yo, my car is gone. And so I remember Georgette and her boyfriend at the time drove me around to figure it out. Drove me to Park Atlanta, drove me to pay the ticket. Like they were with me for hours, like literal hours to make sure I got my vehicle back. So deep. Yeah, I was like, this is a solid person. This is a great friend.
Gas was cheaper back then too.
I had a Toyota Camry, honey. We was scooting and booting.
Yes, we were out of there.
And I definitely remember that day, but I just remember you coming in class with Bobos.
I sure did.
And I was like, where'd you get that from? She was like, Bobos. I was like, Savannah. Like, are you from Savannah? Because Gage's father is from Savannah. He's from West Savannah.
She's like, you know any Patties?
West Savannah or West Side?
No,
West Savannah.
Gotcha. Okay, heard.
Yes. There's a difference. So shout out to the Patton clan. But I just remember we introduced ourselves and I was like, I'm Georgette from Georgia. She called me Gigi and she turns around and was like, okay, Georgette. I was like, who is this lady and why did she call me by my name? But she offered me crab legs. And that was at the time, like I literally was, I was in the process of giving up meat. And crab legs was the last little hoorah that I had. And I remember having the last hoorah with her. So that's why, like, it's been a little tradition. If she cooked crab legs the first of the year, I will consume them, but I can't eat them from nowhere else. That's it. So that's been our.
That's your connection.
Yeah.
Tickets. Saying your government name after you told her the nickname.
Hey, at least I remember.
Facts. Facts.
I used to be the only person who even called her Georgette. It was just
for real, because when I tell you, I'll don't comment.
I had to make sure she loved her name. Like, that was a thing.
But I told you later on in years that it was a thing because like it was a motherly thing. And I didn't have my mama to call me my name and she would call me. So she really did administer like mommy and self-love at the same time. I never knew it, but definitely like that's my bestie. And she literally loves the best for me. And people don't talk about like when you get that title best friend, it's not even because like that's your roll dog. Like they literally seek the best in you, expect the best from you, treats you the best, and know that you deserve the best in this life. So the moment you step outside of your best, let me push you back into that. Let me redirect you. Absolutely. Sure. So she was always my hold me accountable friend. Always.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very important, not even just in friendships, but in how you move in life. Holding yourself accountable for things, holding other people accountable. Because one thing that my father lives by is you have to be a person of your word. And if you are not a person of your word, nobody's going to believe in you and you're not going to eventually believe in yourself. So that is something that, I wholeheartedly appreciate just both of my parents for just instilling like, don't settle for anything less. At a minimum, try to get it done, but don't ever just feel like you can slack off on yourself or what you have for people. Because if people believe in you, it means that they trust in you, and you have to make sure you remain trustful to these people around you because sometimes you're all they have.
For sure.
And, even if you're not,
Unknowingly.
yeah, and I was like, even if you're not, it just makes more sense to have people, know that there are good people out here in this world.
It's a standard, because once you hold yourself to that standard, because the person who sees you the best and who know, hey, this is not your best, I think you can do, you're good and you're better to your best, but just giving that energy and that love towards it, like it's a love that you have to develop for that person, and that is like, listen, I am right now growing through a period in my life where one of my best friends was like, all right, girl, I'm going to spend these last days with you, and I'm going on to glory. What? What you mean you going? And she's gone. So I have to take in all those things and know that she wanted the best for me and saw the best for me, and that's why that was my best friend. And so I'm honored to be next to my best friend, because the meeting of the besties happened. And that was the most beautifulest time. All the besties have met each other. And then there are besties that sometimes, like you said, once that relationship comes to a certain point and you've given your best, tried your best, saw your best, you turn your right cheek, your left cheek, your ass cheek, and then you got some more cheeks. You have to learn that this is not best for me, so I'm going to have to release you. So that's when you got to determine and differentiate your best.
Very true. Very true. So, Antoine, when do you feel like our friendship made its connection? Like,
I think that was a question you're supposed to be answering, but I can answer it.
All right.
I don't know. I'll let you answer that.
Okay.
I'll let you answer that.
I mean, I've known you for so long. It's like, we live, as Antoine would say, 27 houses down from each other.
Why did you count the house?
He did,
I mean,
girl.
I mean, I don't know what else to do. I wasn't like in birds and like, so I'm not such kind of houses.
No, that's cool though. I am 27 houses away. I'm on the way.
Yeah. So, throughout childhood, everybody has, different views and, still trying to learn themselves and find themselves. I think one thing about Antoine is that he's just always been consistent. You've always been consistent with like who you are. And it's appreciated. And being that, we were so young, we did stuff that all the kids did. We played outside. We, played on the park in my backyard. We jumped on a trampoline. I did. I set a tree on fire in 5th grade. It's a story for another day.
But there is a story.
Yes, there's definitely a story there.
She had a little left eye. I knew it.
But yeah, we've had a lot of experience. We got in trouble a lot together growing up, like from elementary school throughout high school.
Even a little bit of adulthood.
Yeah, baby, because
Y'all was bad in school.
I mean, not in school.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't while we was in school.
I would just say that we were able to be teenagers. We was able to be kids.
We were explorers, man.
Yeah,
like,
sure. Two strong personalities, two people that just don't conform to just whatever's in front of us. And then the way we was raised. Like she said, her dad was like, hey, you gotta be a man of your words. My mom always said you have to show up. You have to show up. If you can't do it, then support them. But know that the person that you're supporting, make sure they know what they're doing. Because I just can't say I support you, and I was like, what you doing? Well, I don't know. Then what am I supporting? I think that's what makes me to be a consistent person. But to say how we met, I mean, I really don't know. I just think for me it would be our senior year. I think a lot of people don't really know this, and we talked about this last night. Like, I am one of her oldest friends, but she had 2 best friends before I came along. And I won't say the names, but I moved to Paradise Park, I think my 2nd or 3rd grade year, and we always see each other, of course, neighborhood, school, but I would say our senior year in high school.
Is when we became like pretty much almost inseparable.
Yeah, people thought I was her shadow. Oh, you that boy that hang out with Ashley? No, I'm Antoine.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm Antoine.
Like, I feel like we hung out so much, Antoine had to let people know, like, he's his own person. Like, he has his own identity, his own personality. That's completely not who is me. Like, he has himself. Like, he's his own individual. And at some points, I did hate that for Antoine, just because we had a group of friends in high school. But I would say I was the most social out of the group of friends that we did have.
Social and extremely nice. I'm just like, I ain't about to do that. I don't know, you can say certain words, but I ain't about to do all that, you know? But I think that's what people, I'm a nice person.
No, I think you are a kind person. There's a difference between the two.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm a kind person, but I'm not a nice person.
She
Yeah,
is very
sure.
nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So I think our senior year is when, you know, we was always together. We went to parties together and we hung out together, you know. So I think our senior year for me is what really kicked off. Now again, as we already said, we hung out through the years. But to say that friendship, bond, I would have to say senior year.
Okay.
Senior year.
I didn't even know that was me going.
You could.
Mine's always on the side.
I feel like for us as well, it was a lot more trust that had been built over the years for us to be as close as we were by the time we got to our senior year. I feel like there was a lot of things that not only we experienced, but a lot of things that, you know, we just confide in each other about. And it made it easier to trust people or trust each other more. Because, you know, as you see through life, you go through different types of friends. Like, some friends are only beneficial for you to go out and hang out with, for you to, you know, have a good time with and so forth. But there are other friends who pour into you. And, you know, once we realized or learned how to pour into each other, it made it even more beneficial. And granted, we are two strong personalities, okay? Two strong personalities. Antoine is my longest friend, but baby, when we bump heads, we bump heads.
I was over here like, I can only, because once you've been friends with somebody, when you hit like the 10-year mark, it's just like a relationship.
Think it was 10 years.
No, but I'm just saying, when you hit the 10-year mark,
for sure.
It's the comfortability part, and you can really be yourself. And I think that is one of the things that, oftentimes in friendships, we kind of conform to have these friends in order to keep them or just to get friends. But if you be yourself, like, your people will find your tribe.
Your village will.
I think that's what was interesting about our friendship. I think we both accepted each other for who we were unknowingly. You know, because I'm not gonna lie, I have good friends. I haven't always been a good friend to a lot of them, but those who generally accepted me for who I was, even when I didn't know who I was, catch that?
Bars.
Yeah, it was like, you know, we was very transparent. You know, even though we know or knew I may act a certain way, or I might present myself a certain way around group A. Group B might get something different. But I think Ashley and I both know, like, okay, well, I know what it is. So because I'm your friend, and because I already know what it is, I'm not going to blast you, because you do have friends like that. Like, well, you acting fake or so-and-so and this, and I went around your work friends and you became all bougie. Like, no, girl, this is where I get my 70K. So, you know, me bumping certain type of music in the car and coming here, good morning, how are y'all, welcome. It's going to be different, you know what I mean? So I think we knew that at a young age now, because we have strong personalities. I think that's where the disconnect came from. Ashley's a fireball. She's a fire sign. I'm a fire sign.
You don't say.
You know, but we're a different type of fire signs. No, I'm a Leo. So I'm
Sagittarius.
Yeah, you're an Aries. So even with that, like, oh, that's interesting. Even with that, like, I'm fixed. When my mind's made up, I don't care what you, if it's not Jesus himself saying, hey, I need you to move like this, call me the top 10 because we sinking. You know, that's just what it is. And because Ashley's so passionate, I think, I don't know if I'm getting ahead, but I think that's what it is. People see Ashley one way, but they don't see her passionate side. So they see her ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I can ra-ta-ta-ta-ta too. But like, why are we arguing? What are we doing? And I think that's what we disconnect through our friendship.
No, and see, that's where we connect because we not stay or we knucking and bucking and
Oh,
we ready to
Jesus,
fight.
Mama.
Yeah.
You came in the club throwing your.
Throwing these bones and busting these heads, shaking my dreads.
That was a good year of music. By
Yeah,
the way.
that- it
was
wasn't
a great year.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Wasn't
and we
it?
could just go back. Those were the days. That was it.
Sure.
But I also know that like having a friend that knows you through your stages, and y'all still friends through them stages, baby. Those it's not even friends. It's family now.
Mm-hmm.
It's family and it's a partnership that y'all have developed over time because your level of trust in Ashley is you probably, even though you have, like you said, I have friends, but your level of trust might not be in them friends because you know this one right here gonna show up. She gonna show up, she gonna show out, she gonna be something magical and make all the things happen. And you be like, all right, I can calm down now, Ashley's here.
But you also have to, for me, I had to understand like what she gives to you, I may not need that. And a lot of people in friendship like, well, you're like this with so and so. Why aren't you like this for me? Well, babe, you don't need that. You don't need that type of love.
Yeah, no, she's gonna be what she is for me. I was trying to give you that one, because I get it. It's levels to it,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, the people that she has around her be so solid that we become friends.
Some of them, because I don't know.
I don't
Right
think I
now.
have any. Exactly.
Right
let's
now.
go
Yeah.
to the now.
In the present,
The
yes.
now.
Present.
But here's the thing: you cannot not talk about the past because the past made you pick the people for the present.
Very true.
Okay.
That's okay.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So we got to say, oh, there was some that I was like, hey, I don't know. But because you're my friend, I support you. But because I'm my person, I don't have to always be in that environment.
But-
and which shifts it, to her cleaning out the people and
Yeah, I was
her
just
going
about
through
to say.
her life
Oh,
experiences
okay.
to,
And
be
see,
there.
I'm not. I like that, but I'll just be like, well, okay, girl, I'll see you when they ain't here. It's
Right.
us later. Like,
One thing about Antoine I can say and give him is if there is something that rubs him wrong in regard to a person or him and Leanne, like when
in her absence.
yes,
because y'all three have known each other a while too, in that circle.
She came like our 6th grade year.
Yeah.
3 years after I knew Ashley.
Jay's phenomenal.
yeah. But one thing about Leanne, baby, she ain't gonna get in front of nobody camera.
She's not.
Baby.
Oh, she might.
I know, because I didn't have this conversation with Leanne, like probably this morning when she FaceTimed me to
okay
sing me
then.
happy birthday. She was just
this
like,
is hot off the press.
Leanne,
this was hot off the
This
press.
is an all call to Leanne. The friend circle needs you. Okay?
Come on through
Come
now.
on through. We need you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, one thing that, playing back Antoine and Leanne would be like let's say, because my house parties were a thing
It was
in the
happening.
past.
It was
They
good.
were,
It was fun.
baby, them house parties.
Pause. I love how we was the same person. Them parties I used to do in Dublin, you better ask about me. And we always threw them at the National Guard Armory. Like, I literally was throwing parties. I was a party
Girl, it was right here in this house, okay?
Love it.
Yes, right here. And so it was,
Can talk.
baby, if
Now, I've
these
been through a
walls
few
can
of them
talk,
now.
yes.
I've been through a few.
But, oof, baby.
Early years.
Listen.
You just knew to pack a bag.
Listen, because you couldn't go to, I would take car keys. I'm not gonna let nobody drink and drive. Like, that was something. I remember I got into it with my homeboy. Matter of fact, happy birthday, Shamari. His birthday's today too.
Oh, nice.
But what was so crazy, he had got so faded one time. And he thought he was about to get up out this house and go somewhere. Boo, no, you're spending the night. I don't know where
Right
you think
here.
you're going, but it's not up out of these 4 walls. And so I remember him and my sister had gotten into it because Tasha was like, you need to go get him because he's not sober and he's trying to leave here and da-da-da-da-da. Baby, Shamari and I argued down and he laid his ass right down on that sofa, okay?
Safety first.
Safety first. I do not play about my friends. I don't play about my people. Sometimes
You just don't play about life.
I don't because
This
we
is why
only
it
have
takes
one.
home. See,
Yeah.
this is why.
We only have one life. And so, yeah. So Antoine and Leanne, they see all these people at the house party and everything, and they pick, like, they be like, I wonder who gonna be here next year.
Don't say we picked. Jesus.
Not
Don't say
picked.
we picked. Can I make it seem like we sitting on the couch?
Y'all did.
They like,
If the energy
and the
wasn't
back of
right for
their
me,
hand.
the energy just wasn't right for me.
Okay.
I'm
And
not,
he was vocal about it.
I was only vocal when I felt certain people came certain ways.
I don't think I don't know how I feel about them.
Because he met me about 3 times, but he said, Ashley friend, right? Finally.
Which we go back to earlier. But no, I mean, for me, it's just like Ashley's very, oh, they my friends. I'm just like, for me, certain words I just don't give out loosely. I love you, and ain't gonna give out. Friends, I'm not gonna give it out. And family, I'm just not. You know, maybe that's just my personal family background. We got to see what's happening. You know, and so when people are like, oh God, we're friends.
Yeah,
No, I just met you over some Jack Daniels. We're not friends. The alcohol connected us, and now we're sober. And am I ever going to see you again? Probably 364 days from now at the next party. That's if y'all still friends.
Okay. Yeah. It was the
Go ahead
and
say that's it. Mm-hmm. Think about it. How many people that you went to a party with at that moment you walked out and still were friends?
Yeah.
When I never made no friend at a party. I don't make friends at parties. I came to dance, and I'm gonna dance, and I'm going about my day. The people that came here with me, y'all know I gotta be home.
Right.
Either y'all coming, y'all about to be left. Like I ain't make no friends. I came with my friends, and we all left together. I ain't got make no friends.
See, that's that fire song. Like, I'm not your friend.
I'm not your friend.
And I'm not taking applications either.
I came with 4. I'm just trying to leave with a 5th one. We good.
I could come with just 1. I'll be good.
No, but I'm saying at that time.
Oh yeah,
we had a capacity. We're at capacity. No, I can't give you no ride because I ain't got no room.
Baby. So how do y'all feel about ending friendships? Like, what does that look like for you all? And what is your breaking point in releasing a person from your life?
I'm hard on that because when I love you, I love hard. There's some people in my life that I was just like, oh no. I would make excuses knowing that there's no added value. There's only things going out. And I understand now as an adult that that's just life. It's season. And even with season, people are like, oh, season's like this long. No, season could be like a week. Like we had this 1 week and it was like, oh my God, this is the best time ever. Oh my God, we're going to be forever friends. No, we were just only supposed to be friends from March 8th to the 12th. That's
it was just a spring break.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And or even like think about working. Like, oh my God, this is my work buddy. We're friends. Do you really see them if you move to another job rarely? Depending on if you built a genuine relationship outside of work. You do things outside of work. So now I'm kind of like, oh, whatever. But back then I was hard because I'm like, okay, maybe this, and I was making excuses. Maybe this and that, but the answer no. They're using you, or they're not adding any value. You're not adding any value to them. So it was hard.
Because, baby, I tell Antoine straight up, I don't like them. I don't like them for you. I don't like them around you.
Who was that?
We're not saying names.
Oh.
We not.
Camera.
Is it present?
No, they were in your past.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to click. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just like,
What's the initial?
No.
M.
Touche.
Thank you.
Okay.
Touche.
Because I feel like if somebody
and that wasn't my fault though, by the way. But go ahead.
Okay. Okay. But when it comes to people, I had to learn, not even just people, but friends in general. I had to learn discernment because I am a person who feels like I have to help somebody if I have the ability to. If I'm capable of helping you and it's not hurting or hindering me in any way, I'm going to do whatever I can to be an aid and support or whatever I can be for what you need at that moment. But there's a such thing, of course, as discernment that I had to learn and grow into and grow in me to be able to be who I am right now and be who I am today. Because I feel like I was taken advantage of in so many ways, whether it's financially, whether it's housing people, whether it's,
heavy on the housing people.
Baby heavy
I
on
used
the...
to be like, oh, they do that room. Oh, okay. I used to question the roommates. I'm going to just leave that right there.
So I had to learn that everybody who needs help isn't deserving of that help from you.
Not from you.
You know?
And sometimes, with another cut you off, sometimes it's like we have the heart to help, we really don't have it to help them. And what we're helping them with is really for ourselves. You know, and when you say discernment, I always felt like I had a gift of discernment, but not recognizing it, not being in the place to know what that is. Because I'm like, why do I feel this way about this? Ooh, somebody's weird. I know. I used to ask, ooh, I think it feels weird in here. It's just something ain't right. No, you're just being dramatic. And because of what people see outside of my personal life, when they see Antoine behind the scene, they be like, oh, he's just being theatrical or dramatic. No, I'm really a very calm person, believe it or not. And so when I'm like, oh, it's something weird, people, oh, you're just being dramatic. No, that person over there, there's something wrong with them. Something ain't right. Months later, right. Let me tell you what so-and-so did.
Because, baby, he wasn't lying. Just listen.
I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I still support you in that, you know? And I think that's why it's very important to know who you are. And being 38, being in our 30s, sometimes I wish we would have...
You 39, but continue.
When I said being in our 30s?
You said 38.
Oh.
She goes... Stay with it.
She's just happy because she finally got to be 39.
Mm-hmm. Today.
Not even in the full 24 hours. But,
that's fine.
Yeah, mm-hmm. See, that's that fire sign. See how y'all gang up on me? I'm just like... But no, I just...
we 16 hours in on me being 39, but on the 16th. Mm-hmm,
yeah. 16, turn up.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. That's all I got for you. But no, honestly, it's just like, just, if we would have known this when we was a little bit younger or in our early years.
But that's the beauty part. You couldn't have known it because you wouldn't have grown.
I think we would have grown either way.
Okay.
Now, how we would have came out of it or what type of product we would have been out of it, I don't know. But we still would, because think about it. If you would have, be gentle when I say this, Ashley. If you, be very, very gentle. If you would have stayed with that individual, see why I say be gentle?
Yeah.
What would have the family dynamic been like? It would have been a very see? Y'all both sighed.
We just took deep breaths.
Right.
I'm trying to see. I want to see where he's going with this.
I'm trying to.
Because when you say, you know, you had to go what you went through because you're gonna grow. Either way, you're gonna grow through life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Doesn't matter what the situation's in front of you. Because you know how you say, well, you would have missed something. No, like I know it would have been different, but what type of different?
I wouldn't have been happy. And
that's funny how you able to identify.
Okay.
Because you had to go through it to realize, like, because there was one little inkling you wanted that.
In my past, yes.
Now you remember, I'm becoming friends when that person's becoming.
Mm-hmm. So you're coming in right at that.
Yeah, and this
was
making the magic happen. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. Okay. Support.
Right.
I feel like that was one of those situations where
roommate.
Yes. But it was one of those things where you loved somebody so much and you saw them in this dark space and you wanted to pull them out of this dark space and let them know that there are people out here who believe in you. Mm-hmm. So I was doing all of the things to put them in a position to not only just continue to believe them in themselves, but also remove people who were not beneficial to who he wanted to be, who he wanted to be.
You said what now?
Removing people. Like,
who's removing the people?
I was encouraging him. But it benefited. It was a benefit
your
too.
Words, what you said was true. Mm-hmm. So don't change your word. It comes out of point with it. We do that even as friends. Like, I'm going to remove C out her life because C right now is Tinder and she doesn't see it.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason they didn't see it is because of the fact that it was business. And when when you love someone from the outside and you see that how they are doing business or how the business is being done to them, mm-hmm. It makes you educate them along while you're educating yourself to make sure you let them know, there are other choices out there. Mm-hmm. There are better decisions that you can be making to put yourself in a more progressive space.
Which leads us to their better friends in the world.
Yeah.
Which we have to have that moment like, okay, I got to break away. Mm-hmm. I better yet, before I say that, I need to know what I want. Because in any relationship, do we really walk in knowing what we want? Or do we like the ideal of the relationship, of the relationship?
I mean, honestly, it took me a minute before I wanted the relationship. Yes.
As I think about it, it was like, yeah, touche.
Yeah, like I didn't immediately like be like, okay, this is who I want. This is what I want. But when you are seeing somebody try to be something, not even necessarily that they're not, but that they're doing.
They're in the becoming.
Yes, you know, and it's like not who they are out there, but who they are in the home, behind all of the music.
Behind the scenes, you learn a lot.
Yeah, so it's just like growing and giving them the opportunity to come into themselves. And I feel like at that particular time, he was still learning himself, you know, and then having to learn yourself and learn your partner. And then, bam, we have a life to learn, you know. It makes it not only complicated, but sometimes it makes you blind to the reality of where you all are and where you all should be. And I feel like I lost a lot of myself in that, specifically because I saw the potential of who they were, but I don't think that they saw what I was for them at that time until I removed myself. And not even necessarily that I removed myself, but until he sacrificed me. And he let me know that he sacrificed me because he couldn't choose between his
I have so many questions.
Music and
okay.
Yeah, he couldn't choose.
So
yeah, he couldn't choose between. He had to make a choice, and he chose music over his family. Because later on, he just thought that he'd be able to get his family back if he just removed himself from it. And he always thought that I would be somebody that he could come back to. And it got dark once he realized like that I grew from him, you know, and there wasn't anything that would make me change my mind, because I was in such a depression after I flew there to be with him for his birthday, and this man broke up with me. So
I never knew that.
Yeah, like, you know, 2012, I flew to LA. I
remember talking to you and telling you, I just remember calling you maybe once or twice in New York, because I was just like, I really ain't got no friends here. Call your friends. But anyway, that was going on with you. Then the next year, honey, here was Gage. I'm like, well, girl, we here. I'm back. Yeah,
so yeah, it was like not even necessarily me not sharing with people because I was embarrassed. I was not sharing with people for the fact that I didn't want them to immediately judge him, because everybody who loved me knew everything that I did for him. So it was still me attempting at that time where I was now a single parent of a 3-year-old trying to protect somebody's peace, because I just need a little bit of them to be a parent. You know, I don't ever want my daughter to be left in the dark just because we are not having a relationship. You know, it was very, very important to me for him to be a father, because the type of father that I have is just
say 2-parent household be something else.
But you know,
that's where you have to show grace, because I know Ashley and I had this conversation, and me about to be transparent, I did have a 2-parent household, definitely did. Ashley knows that, but even then I felt there was an absence in there. You know, which made me look and searching, and that's a whole nother podcast. So because Ashley had it, and it was boom, 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 and you converse and start dating with someone who have 2 parents but didn't have that household. I kind of sometimes felt like my mom was kind of single sometimes. I'm like, okay, I see you here, but I don't have that love that I see that in the street. You know, and I remember my mom saying, she's like, hey, she was like, as you get older, you will see everybody's mirror got a little crack in it. And I was like, what does that mean? You know, again, that's another story that we can talk about later. But as I got older, I was like, oh, okay. But again, I realized a lot in it. Then I started dating somebody who didn't really have a parent. So I was like, ooh, Jesus, I guess I'm a little grateful for I mean, I had that relationship that I seen on TV. You know, think about the shows we had back in the day. Family Matters, Roseanne, and it was, bless her, it was dysfunctional. But they still had a man present. They still had mom and dad. But
There's Cosby Show.
yeah, step by step. And that was a blended family, but you still had that connection.
Full House was a blended family too, wasn't it?
Oh, most of it was kind of confusing. Yeah,
What's going on in that
it was
house?
blended. They didn't have Aunt Becky until later, but yeah, it was still confusing.
Yeah.
But and then you date somebody that doesn't have that. And really, in reality, is you already have a disconnect in your relationship. Cause think about it, you would say, well, you know, my house, my mom and dad, and they say like, well.
But that also depends on the person.
It depends on the other person and their growth and where they're at, because that forms jealousy.
But it forms jealousy in people who learn from situations but didn't grow from situations, meaning that there are people, there are people in this world who grow and are raised in 2-parent households who still didn't learn anything positive that would make them be good and, you know, raise their child or children in a 2-parent household. But there are some people who were not born in a 2-parent household who go off to do and become everything that they lacked or feel like they missed out on growing up. Because they didn't have it. They don't want their kid to miss out because they know what it feels to miss out.
I didn't have my mom growing up. So when I tell you overcompensating in the mama department, I'm going above and beyond. Gage has been to more places than some adults have.
Same with Cadence.
Yeah. Because I wanted to give him this life, because I felt like if I still had my mom, these are things she would have done. I don't know that lady did, you know.
Right.
But because I did not have it, I had an aunt who worked hard and did all the things, but she was working, so she wasn't able to show up. But my daddy showed up. My dog drove 2 hours and some change to watch me practice softball. And he did that often. But
the difference is, it's different when, I feel like there are 3 different categories. There's the 2-parent household. There's the household where just one parent or a guardian or somebody is raising you. And then you also have the household where there was a parent that was lost, who passed away. And, you know, depending on how you see life depends on what you put into the world. Because it's different for somebody who parent passed away that didn't get an opportunity to really raise you versus somebody who has parents who are still alive and have no communication or contact with them. You know, it's different spaces to be in life. And for me, raising a child in a single parent household, when I did not come from a single parent household, I overcompensated for a lot. Just to make sure my child never missed out on anything, to make sure she had the love, the positive impact of male figures, whether it's my brother-in-laws, my actual brothers, my father, you know, my close friends between Antoine, Anthony, and Flowers. Like, I made sure she had solid men in her life. So it's just the fact that, you know, I feel like I done so much, you know, for so long. Like, I needed people to be in my corner who were supportive of me and willing to be, you know, my confidant, my cup to pour in and out of and to and from, and to be there to make sure my mental health is good, because that is very important. And that is so many things that, you know, are stigmatized in the Black community when it comes to mental health. And I feel like when we become adults, especially when we have children, you have to have people who are around not only just for the benefit of your children, but for the benefit of you as a parent, you know, who are going to be there to aid in your mental health, who are not going to be detrimental to your mental health, who are not going to have you second guessing yourself, who are going to be your accountability partner, who are going to make sure you do the things that you say and mean the things that you do. So it's just like, I was in a real dark space at the time, and I had some friends who were there and who were supportive and everything like that. But because I feel like I had the family that I had and I had the circle of people that I had, it allowed me to get into a space where I don't feel like I'm less of value because I'm a single parent. I don't feel like I need to be with this person in order to have the life that I had growing up with my 2-parent household. I feel like I've done enough for myself to be able to give her everything that she needs. But at the end of the day, she does need a father, you know. And I don't ever want her to feel like not only does she not, but I do feel now that she's a teenager, that me telling her, like, you do need like, I have to literally tell her, like, you do need a father, like, you know, call your dad back and so forth. And their relationship has grown tremendously in these past 2 years. But just last week, she told me, I don't need a dad. I don't need a dad. I grew up without one. I don't need one.
And she'll get that.
She'll
get that. She'll get that.
I feel like she's going to be mindful eventually, especially as she gets older, because I still need both of my parents. You know, I'm 39 years old today. I still need both of my parents. I still call and they still call me, and we still talk, and I still have questions and they have answers. You know, so I know that is going to change. But I also have because our relationship has gotten better as well. I've also had conversations with him on these things. And, you know, he's just like, I'm not going to, you know, get upset or anything about it. I'm going to honor her feelings and see whatever it is I can do to change them.
And you have to, because one who came, that's like, relationship is very important to me. And I know I can build relationships. I'm just going to go ahead and give my little self a pat on the back. But to even speak about, and like, you call both of your parents, you know. I no longer have my mom. It's been 17, 18 years. But even my father's relationship, I was like, Kate, I was like, it is what it is. I don't need it. But it's also, I'm telling myself that as I'm seeing everybody else have their dad. You know, because I never really had that type of relationship. It's just like, I'm like, Katie, I don't need it. But you do go through life. I'm like, you know what? All right, let me do my part. And that goes back to friendship. Let me just do my part. Let me do what I can do. And like I always tell my dad, you know, I'm going to do what I can do. If you decide to meet me halfway, I'm open. If you don't, I'm still open, and I'm at peace with it. You know, and I think, again, that goes back to what you said. You got to go through it. You got to go through growth. And a lot of people with mental health, they don't want to go through it. They don't want to. Because listen,
shadow work is a beast.
Listen, if you really do it, because being by yourself, being alone, I think I shared this to Ashley. I was like, you know, I felt like I've been a friend to everybody. And I've been a friend to everybody. I've been a cousin to a lot of people. But I have realized that I was never a friend to myself. A friend.
From now on, I'm going to be my own best friend.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look like? You know, what? I mean.
That's the reason right there. When you can be with yourself and grow through the emotions. Because people be saying they go through things, but I've adopted the term that I'm growing through everything, because I'm constantly seeking knowledge. I'm constantly want to be better. I want to, my daily thing, God give me the daily bread, the bread I need today, and is this your best? Because I'm going to do my best to serve you, to be kind, to give, to do the things, but is this your best? And I know we was talking about like ending a friendship. It was no longer the best for me, because I had allowed someone to disrespect me, belittle me, put me out of a car in a third world country, put me out of a car at New Jersey Turnpike. I told you I turned left cheek, right cheek, butt cheek, all cheeks. And I really, and I've never been a person to like really stand up for myself. I've always just, because I was listening to you guys, like even you saying like, I don't need my dad, you know, 40 years old, G-Man 81 years old, I need you. I literally need you. I will call my daddy right now and be like, I need you. And he gonna pull up. He gonna tell me, well, come find me, how to get there. And when I realized that if you wouldn't tolerate this from your parent, because, you know, our parents that disrespect us and treat us any kind of way, that's another relationship. As you grow, they grow to know that, oh, My kid a little bit unfuckwittable. I can't my kid.
Right.
All right. Stop playing with my kid because my kid grown now.
Right.
And so for me, I was just like, all right, are you going to allow someone to continue to treat you in this manner when you have people around you who treat you good? Why are you holding on to it? So I see Cadence like, I don't need somebody that doesn't need me. And when I got to that point where like, my friends, we need each other for various things.
For sure.
Listen, and when I call you my friend, that's when we start exchanging monies, and it ain't even no big thing. Because when I got it, we got it. When you got it, we got it. But when it comes to a point where every time I show myself being friendly, and you knocking it down or dismissing it, my hard working things, I had to go sit with myself. I had to go be my own best friend and say, girl, are you treating you the best? Mm-hmm. You allowing somebody to give you pickle juice.
I don't like pickles.
I love pickles, but I want the whole jar of them. You're not going to pickle juice me. So then when you break up with a friend, it's just like any relationship. You go through the woes. You're like, damn, I never saw that. Damn, that was the whole time. Bitch.
And then you just question yourself. And then
where was your self-love?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where was your self-love?
We have had multiple conversations.
I knew it was over. Why did I stay?
Why did I stay?
Mm-hmm.
That's when that abusive mindset comes in, and you realize you're in an abusive friendship. Mm-hmm. Because emotionally, you want to still seek the good and see the good in people, but you're destroying yourself. Mm-hmm. So at what point do you get to that brick wall and was like, damn, am I gonna run right into it? I know it's gonna hurt. I know that it is going to break my face. You know what? I don't want to hit this brick wall anymore. I'm tired.
I'm tired of being damaged. I'm tired of being, because it takes a lot to
bow out gracefully,
rebuild yourself. And let me pick it back when I said I didn't need my father. I didn't need my father because I didn't really know I needed him. So when you never had it really, to my expectation, let me just say that, then I've been fine so far. But then you realize that seeks in other relationships. Yeah. You start
when you're navigating, you like, damn, my navigation system broke. Why? Oh, because that daddy thing is broke. Mm-hmm. I have shout out to Ashley and Matchmaker, another show. But I have someone I'm currently dating, and
I pick good men.
She picked good men. But he told me, he said, I just want to tell you thank you. I was like, what's up? He said, I realized in dating you, I have been dating broken women with father issues. Mm-hmm. He was like, you ain't got no daddy issues. He said, I can't do nothing because you're going to be like, okay, I got it. My daddy got it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I don't even know how to respond to that or handle that. He said, first it upset me because I'm trying to be all the things for you. And you're like, no need, my dad. And he was like, I didn't understand that. Mm-hmm. So I'm in this position now, even though it's still fresh and it's still new, I aggravate him daily about getting a relationship with his daughter, getting that back. And they recently had like a little squabble, and she was like, enjoy the rest of your days. You're going to die alone type stuff. Mm-hmm. She said that to him. And it hurt his feelings, but he's like, her. Please, because that's
here's
the next thing.
But even on that, because I don't want to put that out there, but you already know, I said something like that to my dad.
Listen.
I did.
I've said some things to my parents.
I said it because I
would never Carla and Bernard, okay? Ever, okay? No. Never ever.
I ain't never told you that. Now, hold on.
I mean, what I said was,
I've said some things.
Yeah, I said some things, but I would say this, but that came back to I had to protect myself. Our parents are still human.
Very true.
They still have their own emotions, and they still make their own decisions. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
They still grown.
They're still grown because we're human. Mm-hmm. As long as we have breath in our body, there's two things you're going to do while you have breath in your body. Y'all take these notes down. Mm-hmm. You're going to always need encouragement, and you're going to always hope to grow.
Because people need people.
You know what I'm saying? So when I said what I said to my dad, it wasn't being spiteful or rude or It was me saying, I'm about to buy out, Daddy. If you need me, I'm here. I'm still going to be your son, and I'm still going to show up. Hence why I'm here today. I'm still going to show up, but your access to me is going to be limited. You see what I'm saying?
Access denied.
You know what I'm saying? I won't even say deny. It's just
Receive.
Situation. Right.
The
So
best thing I could have ever done is to remove myself from a situation and leave you right where you had me messed up and right where you disrespect me. Because when I remove myself and you realize when you sleep at night and you go and you by yourself and real hit you, I hope that you learn and grow and you're able to do greater things. I don't wish you no.
I don't wish you no.
Honey,
I'm not gonna tell your business.
I'm not gonna say I don't wish you
I
well.
ain't gonna tell your business.
I'm just gonna say I don't wish you anything at all. That's in my mind. That's the Leo in me. I don't wish you anything
at all.
Do you? Because I feel like, going back to what you said about your special person and daughter. I remember somebody told me, I was like, I don't care about this. I'm about to change my last name. She said, no, you're going to always show up. She said, because when the shit hit the fan, no one can say you never did your part. And so that's why me and my father's relationship is where it is now. Like I said, access is limited, but it's because I had that supporting friend. Like, no, I know you felt like your dad didn't do this. Your daddy chose this, but you're going to go to Christmas. You're going to go to Thanksgiving. And I think I remember one time that I went to a little Christmas gathering, and I couldn't stay. And so we went to Ashley's, and my dad dropped me off. I said, oh, no, sir. You coming in here. You coming in here. I said, because it feels, even though, thank y'all last for loving me, even though I know I had the love, there's nothing like having the love of your family.
Child, my daddy ain't took a picture since 2018. She got him to take a picture the other day.
I said, come on, Mr. George.
Mr. George,
Hey,
and you
come
were
on.
forever.
Oh, yeah, he was over it. Because he's like, he was like, you don't take no damn pictures. I be behind him. I said, well, she wasn't going to back down.
Right.
So you got to take this picture.
Took like 10 in a row.
Yeah,
And it's so funny, she was there when I took a picture of me and my dad.
I did. I got some candy. Because I feel like life is limited, life is short, and I take deaths very hard.
Ooh.
And everything is not promised. And tomorrow for sure is not promised. And I don't ever want anybody to be in a negative space when someone that they love and care about passes away. I want to show them pictures. I want to show them videos.
You took some good realism pictures.
I did. I snapped them up, baby.
And he liked it, but to go back to what it's saying, it's just like, if I didn't have that support, if I didn't have that ear, it's just like, hey, just keep it. So my encouragement to you in the situation that you're in now, let her be the thorn in the flesh for now. Because it's going to be a time that she's going to
I need you, but it was so quick. Like, I need you to know, I had gotten them to a point that they went out to breakfast and they was going out to dinner. And one night she was going to cook dinner for him, but he opted out to go to work. And then her mom called him with the rah-rah. And I'm like, what you...
She felt
yeah.
You got to go to the hurt.
No, like her mom. The ex called, his ex called him.
Y'all both moms, so y'all think about how y'all
Yeah, but she's also an adult.
Yeah, and that's where he at. But like, it was just like she's trying to navigate herself. And he's like, well, if she had done what I said, then nah, we don't want to hear that as daughter.
But here's the thing, it's so many years of that happening.
Yeah, he does not want to hear that.
Any little thing is going to be like, woof, woof. And I'm like, me and I, we had our moments. But the one thing I can respect about my dad, he will always say, well, time will heal. My mom like, time don't do but tick. But my dad have grown, and I have grown. But again, even like I said now, it's like, you just say thank you in silent
I
language.
did. I revert to something.
So even with that, it's like going back to relationship. What do I want out of this relationship?
Exactly.
Why is it important to have it? Yeah. Because again, I can't. Some people be talking about their moms. For me, I'm just like, ooh, I love me some Deborah. 17 years later, it's not a day go by that I don't think about my mom. Like you just said, people like, oh, if my mom was here, I'm thinking like, I don't even know what Deborah would be like in 2024.
What? May Ellen would have been a fool, dog. Like, straight up.
Mom, would you really be traveling right now? Like, what is it? But even that, I would say relationships is very important. And sometimes we don't even know why we want the relationship. We just like, I like the person, but do you like what the person's giving? Do this, whatever the person's giving, is it important to us? And I don't know.
That might be another day in another show.
It isn't important, which goes back to our friendship. Clearly there was something given on both parties while we've been friends for so long. Yeah, for sure. And I'm not going to say I'm Ashley's best friend committee board. I'm not. Because I'm not.
Honey, I'm the president. It's cool. Listen.
It's good to even have this dialogue, because again, we have seen Ashley in different areas of life, and she's seen both of us in different areas of life, and what have you. And
she just picked me up off the floor last week, honey. Okay, literally.
And here's the funny thing. It's funny because Ashley tried to be there for me like that.
Yeah.
I was like, Ashley, I'm good.
And
don't be.
Listen, I be in shambles, okay? Because I'm an empath, and so I put myself in people's shoes.
See, I'm a light worker. That's why I do all my work.
It's just like when someone's going through, when my friends go through something, I go through it with them. Like I don't ever want them to feel alone.
There was a moment I had stopped crying, and baby girl was still going. I was like, okay, they're there now.
Okay. There's certain things when they're like, God, she's gonna cry for both of us. It's okay. Like actually, I'm not even crying.
I'm glad she was there, but a part of me was like, "Girl, you really finna fall apart when Ashley come because she finna come with all the things." But I was great because I was still I was in such shock. Honey, I was like, girl, I'm calling you back. I gotta go get lime juice.
It was in waves.
It was in waves. And then
I was literally at the house waiting for her, and she was like, I'm at Publix getting lime juice, and I'm thinking, I'm already at your house, girl.
Yeah, and I was just like, cause I'm still like, child, she gonna call me, cause this ain't what.
No, I was checking your location. Okay, she found.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about time. I'm like, she gonna call me,
yeah.
cause I talk to her every day, even if it's just a namaste and a back. So the fact that I was just like, child, at the same time, I got to be happy for a friend who's having an engagement party that day. So like Tiffany, her and her friends have been saying, and the Academy Award goes to Georgette for best supporting role in a friend's death, because how did you do this?
For me, as we talked about, I don't know what it is about it. It doesn't. How would you say that? Because it don't break me.
No, it did. Okay, so growing up, my family has a funeral home. I've seen it multiple times. The fact that mourning my friend, I mourned more for my friend than my parent. And at first I had to
It's normal.
But literally go, what's happening? But it also, at the time, to deliver that news to her ex-girlfriend, in the midst of her ex-girlfriend getting engaged and having a party, I was in a space like, this is going to ruin Tiffany's day. And I could hear Ty saying, ruin the motherfucking day. Tell her. Like, tear this shit down. Tell her. No, because she'd already said she was going to come to her wedding, and Dwayne waited. She was going to confess her love when they speak now, forever hold your peace. So
okay, different world.
You different world. That's why I said Dwayne waited.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that the basketball player?
Oh, no, not Dwayne Wade. Dwayne.
Sorry.
But, but it was one of those things, like, I was so hurt to give Tiffany this news. And then I'm in my mind was like, okay, you literally spent the last 48 hours with this girl. So you have that. Some people don't have that. And then in addition to that, you know that she was sick. She had these things going on. The only thing she kept saying is, I want to be home for the holidays. She was here. I spent Thanksgiving with her. She was here for the holidays.
I was on FaceTime with both of them.
Yes.
Like, Lorenz and I were at my cousin's house in Savannah, and
we was like, Andretti's living our life. And they had already met, so it was all a great thing. And then I had to realize she had been at peace for the last 2 years, traveling, seeing the world, sitting with the sunset. She was like, girl, I just talk to God every day, and I be praying every day. And I was just like, I saw the growth in my own friend. So to know that she went from being like angry and drunk and things through the motion, because she's always been a sweet, careful and loving, free spirit and giving person. And then she went through this time when her mom passed, and then she was coming out of it. So I have to just rejoice in that and remember those things. Because what death is that we selfishly want that person here at our convenience, at our beck and call. And we can't have that. So that's the human side of it. That I'm human because I'm selfish in that, and instead of letting them be free and letting them go to where they gotta go. Because they got work to do. Because if you think I ain't finna call on you for you done transition to be one of my angels, we got work to do. Because I'm about to call on you. But at the same time, I was strong enough for that. They say.
I think with me, my issue, I guess, with death is when it is completely unexpected.
Okay.
When you're not prepared emotionally, you're mentally, all of those things. I've had deaths that I've experienced since first grade. Like that was my most
The
memorable.
fact that you remember that.
Yes, I remember everything about Ashley passing. I remember finding out. I was in the cafeteria at White Bluff Elementary School. I was cleaning the lunch tables just because I asked my teacher if I could stay to clean it because we were in different classes at that time, and she was her schedule to come into lunch was after mine was already gone. So in order for me to even be able to see her, I had to, clean the lunch tables, and then her class would be coming in. And I remember walking up to, I want to say it was like Joshua Diggs, and I asked him, I was just like, "Hey, where's Ashley?" He was just like this. "Oh, she died." And I was just like, whatever. And I go back to my class, regular normal day. So, in elementary school, some of the kids from my neighborhood, we would all meet in front of the principal's office for us to walk home. And so I was there waiting on my sister to come and, the other group of people that we walked with. And I saw my assistant teacher, my teacher's assistant from my previous year. And so I went in there and I was just like, "Hey, Miss Douglas, like, why are you crying?" And she looked at me and she like literally like melted into the floor. And so she told me and she like reiterated that Ashley had passed, but it did not hit me because I was not familiar with death. I remember my great grandmother when she passed. I remember the funeral and everything, but I was so young, I couldn't really comprehend death. So experiencing like losing my best friend at such an early age was traumatizing to me. Like my sister, the entire walk home from school was trying to explain death to me. And when we got to the driveway, we stood in the street and she told me, "We're not going in the house until you cry. Because when people die, you're supposed to cry." And so we're standing there and she was just like, "You need to cry. You need to cry because your friend, you're not going to see her again." And that's when I was just like, "What do you mean I'm not going to see her again?" And so we go inside of the house. My mom was sitting on the sofa and she's just like, she popped up. She's like, "Why are you crying?" And so I said, "Ashley Scott died." And she looked at me, she popped up, she grabbed me and my sister, and we got in the car, this burgundy Cadillac, and we went right to White Bluff for her to get confirmation and see exactly like what was going on. And I feel like my life was different. Like that was a trajectory that I wouldn't wish for anybody because it came with stuff after that. And that's why I say mental health is so important because
Grievance counseling is too.
Grievance counseling is important, but I think with my situation is because I was sexually assaulted after that. And they used her death as a way to keep me quiet, as to say, "I will make you dead like your friend."
Even in today, when you found out you and your best friend got the same traumas, even in today.
So it's not something I ever like really talked to. I really spoke about it for the first time for real, like in depth with my therapist, like with my, grief counselor, because apparently I have compound grief disorder. And I am a self-destructive empath. That's what I learned in therapy, which basically means like because of how I experienced my first death and the traumas that came after it, I not only grieve the person who has passed, I am remembering the trauma that I endured after the first death that I remember. On top of that, I have this fixation on grieving people who are still alive. Because my mindset and my body tells me if I'm hurting this much for these people and I haven't lost a parent and I still am thankful that my child is around, it messes with me. Because it's like when I lost Ashley, I mourned her as a friend. But once I became a mother, I put myself in her mother's position with losing a child, and I would grieve all over again. I remember when Cadence turned 7. And I just bawled crying. like bawled crying because I just couldn't imagine what this woman went through. Like I could not imagine having this kid that I would give my whole life to literally just not being here one day. And it fucked me up. It did. I remember like a few years back, my mom called me because she had ran into her mom and she asked me to give her a call. It took me almost a week and a half before I called this lady because every time I thought about calling her, I'd start crying. Every time I thought about calling her, I'd start crying. So I finally called her. And when I did, the first thing she said, she was like, it's like I got a call from heaven. You know, me and her daughter had the same name. We were introducing Miss Trimble's kindergarten class. I remember my green polka dot dress that I had on, and I remember Miss Trimble introducing us to each other because we had the same name. You know, Ashley was already in the circle. I want to say with like Alan Chin or whatever his name was, his last name was, and a couple other people like Jason Brown. Like I remember this because I remember my first day of kindergarten. My mom walking me to class and introducing me to like my first, to my brain, like forever friend. So to be friends with somebody, get in trouble with them. I remember I was at Castle Heights, like after school program.
You sound like a good friend.
It wasn't actually. It wasn't.
Thinking back on Castle, if you from Savannah, you know a Castle Heights on Tibet. Oh my God, it was like.
Okay. So yeah, she got to go to work. So
shout out to them. They call it.
Oh, okay. So basically, like I remember like us trading shoes at school, and the shoes that I had on with her were like bell shoes. Like they had like the little bells on them.
Girl, Polly would have told me up. Go ahead,
and
shoes.
When I switched shoes with her, I had on her shoes with the little bells on it, and then she had my Mary Jane's. And so I remember playing Heads Up, 7 Up, and I picked my sister. And Tasha was just like, I know it's you because you got bells on your shoes. And so that was just like one of the core memories that I had, you know, because my mama tore my ass up about them shoes.
Did you ever get them back?
I did. We traded shoes the next day at school or whatever. My mother made sure of it. But yeah, you know, having these memories and, you know, having conversations and then going to each other's birthday parties. And I had my birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. I still have the picture of us from when I was at Chuck E. Cheese. So it's just like, I also had this teddy bear that she had given me. And I had that teddy bear up until like my senior year in high school. But it's just like, I experienced trauma at such a young age and then not being able to comprehend it for sure, and then experience the traumas that I endured after that, and them using it as a catalyst for my silence affected me tremendously. And I didn't even tell my parents until I was 36, which was 3 years ago. And it came out on accident. Like it came out on accident because one of the things that they were hurt about is feeling like I didn't trust them enough to share with them. But what I learned in therapy is because I'm a self-destructive empath, because I know how much my parents love me and I know how much I love them back, I did not want them to have that hurt. It was better for me as a child to still feel like I needed to protect them, because I also wanted to protect my household, because Bernard don't play about me. And I didn't need him to not be around to be my father because he is doing something that's going to take this person's life. And those were things that I thought of, you know, so I just compounded myself with things that just were not beneficial to my mental health because I felt like I needed to protect the people around me. So in my adolescence, I feel like I became my protector because I was quiet or silent about things that I was enduring, and I wasn't really protecting, to me, I wasn't really protecting myself. I was protecting the people around me. So this fire that I had in me was from me experiencing the things that I experienced, and then learning to be able to voice how I feel for myself, about myself, and to make sure I can, you know, be who I need to be for me. So that was a huge, huge thing in my life. But Miss Georgette, I know you have to go to work. I appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll close it out with Antoine here. But I love you big.
Thank you.
I'll see you later.
I'll close myself out. I just wanted to give you your flowers on your day because this is your day and you brought this together because this is my friend too. I can honestly say that all the friends I have met, and I call you friend. Yes. Hey, friend.
It's always good energy.
Yeah, I remember like just I called him on his birthday. He'd be like, "Girl, you know it's not my birthday," but I don't know why it was saved in my phone. But I always call him on whatever birthday this is, so I coined that as our friendship day. On this random ass day, and I'd be like, "Happy birthday!"
And I'm always excited.
Yeah, it's my birthday. So I just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you for always supporting. Because when there was a time when Juiced Up wasn't, her wallet did. So I'm grateful. And this is your bestie, Esty, the real best friend. Signing off. I love you. You are such an amazing person. All the good and all the glory is in the palm of your hands. Just go and get your blessing, young lady. I love you. I speak life, prosperity, peace, joy, purpose, and power over you. And I'll see y'all next episode.